What's up, motherfoxers? I think we'll have the steering wheel on today. Maybe. Okay, look. Yes, that is the bolt on it. Yes, it is screwed in. Not all the way. But, yeah. It's enough to where I can't get it out now. There we go. Let me, show you what is going on. So I took this to work. Buddy there, maintenance guy. We have a lathe and we have a mill there. I took it there, and when I realized something, I was like, you know, this has got to be halfway down and all. I said, I could have probably drilled that out, right? And he said, he goes, just, we'll take care of it. So I gave it to him. So apparently putting a drill bit in there, he said it wasn't a very good idea. So I think he put this on the lathe. He had it jigged up, guys. And I think he said he got it spinning. It was spinning. He goes, it was square. And so was the drill bit that he stuck in there. And he said, look at this. If you can see in there, he said the center hole is off. he said it was off. So I said, dude, it's from China, bro. So, but he did measure that, and then he measured this, and then he just copied it. So we just put that on the flat spots there, all right, and push her down. See, now we got it working. I should have brought this with me too, and had him do that, and that way I had that sitting on a shelf. Okay, so you see inside there, this thing has this weird piece of metal, like a spring stick in there. The only way I've got this thing to fit as flat as can be is by, and GoPros are so much a pain in the hair. Hang on a second. iPhone to the rescue. You see that little spade in there? The only way it fits better is if that bar goes underneath there, and I think I also got to put that spade connector negative under that, or on that. So, and this goes on that hub just like this, and this goes on that. This is all the way down. See that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe it's insignificant. We should say. And this thing gets bolted to the hub just like that. Then you got the steering wheel goes over it just like that. Then you put the bolt or put the trim on, and then the bolts go in just like that. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the hub on there with the contact plate and get all that plugged in and try to get that working. All right, I did hook that ground up here. I had these backwards because when I went to go put the ground on there, you could hear the relay clicking. So then I swapped those around because it was hot, and now when I push the button, you can hear the relay, but I got no horn. But at least I hear the relay. Wherever that's at. Now I gotta find the relay. Alright, guys. So the deal with this thing is this. It's got power going from the button to the relay. That's obvious. You can hear that. But I guess it doesn't have power going to the horn. That's the only thing I can come up with. And as you can see, I got a fender and a front end on, and that's the drawback when you got wiring up in your fender. That's the only thing. So, but it's things like this that they drag me down as far as I stop and think too hard about what I got to do, why nothing else gets done. So I'm moving on from this for right now. I'm gonna leave this. There's a lot of other things that need to get done, man. I mean, stupid little things like this. I need to get speakers in here so I can just get the covers on there and I can be done with this stuff. You know what I mean? Same thing with the door panels. We haven't put the door panels on because I don't have speakers in it. All right? And I want to, here you're going to get me on my rants here. People who get in these cars, like the hillbillies that dealt with this thing, apparently they didn't want the stock radio in, so they're like, so they yank open the dash and they go, well, Jethro, what do you think we need to do? Well, Maynard, I think we need to cut them there wires. No, don't cut the wires. Go buy friggin' wiring harnesses, man. They're cheap. You just plug them in and then you put the other wires on the other end to what you need powered. Same goes for the speakers in these cars, man. They cut these wires. Stop it. See these, they look at these and they're going, oh my God, Ford, that's sorcery. What is that? Go buy these. You hook these to the speakers and you hook this to the car. I bought these years ago. I think I bought too many of them. I didn't realize it. These are like, I think this was $6. I bought another pack because I didn't know, but it was before I had the doors open here. I think there's 4 or 6 of them in here. I don't know. I can't remember. But I think that was $7. But no, they go and do this, which it works, but there's no reason for it, man. I mean, they're right there. I don't know, man. People just, whatever. I fix it. I come back and I fix it. That's what we do. Here they are. I bought these a while ago. These are kickers, guys. I never really used kickers, so I like the power they showed with the price of them. They're pretty good price, and I've heard a kicker. And then here these are all scrubbed up, sitting in the sun, waiting to get cleaned. So we'll get some dye shot on those very shortly. All right, there's the first 1.5 coats on those. I kid you not. I had that sitting out in the sun to let them dry. See that tree? The sap blows yards and yards away. Sap fell on those. I hate that tree. So, yeah, I cleaned these two, guys. I'm a little obsessed here. Yep, these two. Upon looking at these things, they're pretty cool looking. Of course, we don't need that. And they got a big magnet on the back compared to the one I took out. The other one wasn't bad, but Ryan's, but damn, that thing's heavy too. But we're gonna get her put in the old door here. A lot of times these holes never line up. Look here. Found a little wiring diagram for the speakers. There you go. Look at this. So when you get these little spades or quick connects, whatever you want to call them, the small one goes on to the negative. I'll show you here in the speaker. See the red in the big one? That's positive. The little one is negative. And as you can see on my look from the diagram, if you were paying attention there a second ago, this is the positive. This is the negative. Hillbillies. There it is, nice and neat. And who's that? Alright, I did some banging and I put some sound deadening on where it needed to go. Stop some of this vibration in here. This thing, these guys must have replaced this at some point, but the springs are broken in this thing. And when they replaced what I assume was not working, was something that was semi-working, they left a piece in there, so it's rattling around inside there. It's super annoying. And that side over there, I got some on there too, so I'm just going to tape up this moisture barrier. This has a problem over here. This is cracked right here, going down here and coming across here. This was a replacement door for this. They picked the worst one they could find, apparently. I mean, it shuts fine. It's just this. It's just a mess. So, see if you can't tack this up a little bit, because if you hit this, you hear that? That's shaking. So if you're going down the road, you're gonna hear that. You know, this thing's shaking here. So, but anyway, we're gonna get a new door handle now. I saw it. If you could see that, the spring is it's just laying in there, broken apart. So, all right, they got these ends on the correct ones. How about that? But they had these little plastic pieces, you know, the plastic pieces on there. I kind of melted them off. I'm just gonna stick some shrink wrap on there to make it more stable, because they did strip a lot of wire and they got exposed wire outside the crimp there, so that makes the wire a little less stable. So I'm just going to slip this little one over that one and the bigger one over the other one, and we should be good to go. So there you go. Was a little worried about getting that on. Stuck a little dielectric grease on it, slipped it over. So yeah, Hillbilly's got this side right. Here's our speaker, right? Here is the stock Mustang plug. Here is the adapter. This goes into there, just like so. This is a little beat up here. Just gotta get this piece over. There we go. So that's plugged in, and all you do is you plug your speaker in and mount it. You don't gotta cut these off, strip the wires, put on connector. You just clip this on and put these to your speakers. Why? Why make it so hard? Well. We have space issues. I'm not impressed, kicker. First you got these stupid little sheet metal speed nut things that when you bring them down they snap. And now this. I've never had this size speaker not fit. I just, whoa, it's going in there, I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna cram her in there. The other one's a bit tight too, but I imagine there's a little bit of space on this stupid grill, I think. I don't know. We're gonna shove her on in there. We crammed it in the hole. So now I gotta test these before I go putting, you know, panels up and find out something doesn't work and tear the whole damn thing apart. So bought something else. Let's see how this goes. All right, there you go. We got the PLZ. Please work. I don't know what the. I just found it on Amazon. Now it says it's. Here you go. Wireless Apple CarPlay. If I got wireless Apple CarPlay, that solves my. Well, most of my problem for a PowerPoint, you know, on my console. But on the occasion that I do need to charge my phone, it's got a USB thing on the front of it. How cool is that? You know? So, we'll give this a go. They said it's 240 watts by 4, which is 60 watts a channel. Shoot, even the Kenwoods were only like 45, so I think that's peak power. So this is probably a 180 watt unit, you know, at 45 by 4, you know. But anyway, there's nowhere does it say on here, the box anywhere, that it's Apple CarPlay. They said wireless Apple CarPlay, and I want that because if I'm, you know, at a car show in a town I don't know that well, I want my maps. That's why. So, but let's get this open. I'm going to get the wiring harnesses wired up, and that way I can just plug them in and everything should be a go. All right, there you go. Just a stubby unit. There's no CD player or anything. You don't need that. They also give you a rear backup camera with it, so that's kind of cool. And all the stuff to hook it up. They even give you a, you know, one of those little tools for trim. That's pretty cool. But they got the two wiring harnesses right here. One for speaker, the other for the power and everything. So I'm gonna pull those out, get those wired to the wiring harnesses I bought that go in the car, and then you just plug them in. Again, quit cutting wires. It's just making bigger problems. It's so easier to get harnesses. Concept is simple. These are the plugs that plug into the car for everything. You hook these wires up to those wires, and this is a speaker wire. Hook those wires up to those wires, then you take this whole thing, plug it into the car, you're done. Quit cutting wires. Just plug and play. Just plug it in, everything should work. I tell you what, man, I'm getting really good at this whole crimping thing. I don't think I learned it anywhere. I just doing it so much. I come up with a technique, and I'll show you a picture here of my crimps on these things. They're just coming out beautiful, man. And I don't mean to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm really starting to like dig on some crimps here, so there you go. We got snow. I'm gonna go check and see if it's on all four corners. So yep, nothing in the back. All right, so you guys are hearing non-copyrighted music from the stereo. So as I went back there to check the back speakers, I unplugged one, and as I was unplugged, I had the factory plugs. As I unplugged one, I reached up in there to, touch the cone, and it just gave. I was like, okay, that's why they're not working. I kind of figured, they're 35 years old, they probably had it, so the cones are pretty much toast. Ironically, I went and got the two Orions that I pulled out of the doors, hooked up my adapters or my harnesses. And we got working speakers back here too. I'm not gonna leave these in here. I just wanted to check them out. I need some speakers to check, and there they are, man. So now, how about we get all this stuff put back together, or put the new door panels that have never been on this car. And I'll explain that here in a second. It's time. Yeah. So, for those of you who may be new, these are my scarlet red manual window door panels I got a couple years ago. I mean, dude, they're just, you don't find them in this shape. So that was a $250 purchase. Like I said, a buddy of mine went and got them, but they've been sitting for 2 years, so they just got a little bit of dirt and dust on them. So, but I believe this car was manual windows and power locks. This one just has the delete thing there for that, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Yep, right there. power door locks, which I don't think is, I think it's kind of unusual to have power door locks in manual windows. Alright guys, we got a crack here, here, all the way here, here, here. Dad stitched it up. I'm going to throw some primer on that before we put these door panels on. Also, this one didn't have the juke like this one does, but I did have that insulation I put on the ceiling, so I stuck that on there. That might work better than that, I think. We'll find out. It's not as thick, but doesn't matter if it's more dense, you know. Alright. I think this needs to be lower, but it's in the Christmas trees on this one here. One thing you don't do, guys, is when you got new Christmas trees in here, is just start banging them. And you gotta make sure they're in the hole before you go start pushing them in, because you can snap these things even though they're brand new. So, all right, got them all pushed in. Looks pretty good. Start sticking the hardware on. Get a little before and after here, with and without hardware. So, and then maybe I'll find one of those dreaded pictures of the terribly painted black door panel. Well, there you go. Driver's side door is on. Passenger side is on. Nice and spiffy. The only thing is these. I painted these. You see that? It's broke. Both of them are broke. I tried screwing in the one over there, and all it did was just push this back. It didn't even... Yeah. So, I'll have to buy more of those. But look at that, man. The way this car should have been, and should have been left until they painted everything. That's awesome. Bought these like 2 years ago, just now getting them in. But look at that, man. Hell yeah. And there's that. I guess I don't have a horn for now. So I'm about ready to turn this steering wheel, guys, and the problem is the contacts on the back want to keep coming out of this. See that? And the contacts, I'll show you a picture, don't exactly sit center. So I'm about to turn this, if that kind of sets the contacts into place. So, or just they keep popping out, I don't know. Yeah, see, it keeps popping out. I don't know if you turn it enough. Gotta be careful here too, because this is off and the hydraulic fluid will just spit right out of the reservoir. Yeah, see that? They just keep... I don't know if it's a break-in thing with these or what's going on, but I can't have them things coming out. Yeah, look at that. What a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I want to drop kick that steering wheel. I mean, it's really not the steering wheel's fault. It's the hub that's the problem. And then I find a hub that has the right contacts, and you saw it. Junk. I just wanted a different steering wheel. That's all I wanted. Different steering wheel. It's a nightmare. Turn signals don't work. I don't know if the flasher thing died. I'll have to get another one to find out. And if they don't work after that, I really don't know. I've checked every fuse in the fuse box. There's nothing blown. We got the door panels on. We got the radios in. Speakers all work. And now we know that the harnesses I wired back into the car work. To get all 4 of those, or all 6 of those speakers working. So that's good. And everybody might be going, oh, you gotta get this thing on the road and you don't have a radio. Well, I don't want to remove these things again. I wanted to make sure they were all working so I could put them on and be done with dealing with these, you know. So, yeah. But I don't know I don't know what I'm going to do about this, man. I really don't. I mean, that hub right there is the same difference, man. I mean, you're going to have to drill that out a little bit or something. Make that work. Anyway. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.